So the world is changing, and that was my weekend. I had a real relaxing weekend. I hope everybody had a great weekend. My name is Roxy, and welcome to Careology. We are a subsidiary of CareBag Incorporated, a nonprofit here on the Treasure Coast. We do one thing and we do it well. We provide access to proper hygiene. And how do we do this, you may be asking? In all 90 plus countries that's listening to us, we do this through our 3 mobile mobile hygiene shower units, and we also do this through our mobile hygiene pantry that is scheduled in different parts throughout the Treasure Coast. And we help the unhoused and families that are in crisis. Excuse me. So we just want to let everyone know that we are here, we are doing the work. And if you want to be a part of this, we encourage you. We do not get any federal funding, we do not get any state funding. We're able to operate through the hearts and just the big, big hearts of private individuals, grants, and private foundations. So if you go ahead and you have it in your heart that you want to help us, go to givecarebag.com and it will take you to our official website. That is givecarebag.com. And if you want to participate in our next event that's coming up, we have our 4th annual back to school haircut. And thank you to Groza Builders. We have over 300 brand new book bags, and now we want to fill those book bags. And we have a list. If you want the list, I haven't put it on our website yet. Shame on me. But we just want to say thank you, Groza Builders. Thank you, Children's Services. We have Channel 25, WPBF, that is going to be covering this for us. And the city of Port St. Lucie has joined on board. So we're very, very happy to everyone that is coming on board to help us in everything that we're doing. So we need supplies for school. We need supplies from kindergarten all the way to high school, ages from 4 all the way ages up to age 18 of school. And we have books, we have pencils, we have a list of everything that you can go ahead. This is not a fundraiser. This is actually giving back to our kids. At our event, we have a real good time. We have a lot of fun. We have giveaways, we have games, because a lot of these kids really haven't been anywhere for the summer, haven't gone to summer camp. This is their last, as we would say, ruha, wuha, whatever you want to call it, before they go back to school. School begins that week. This is on a Sunday, August 11th at Mid-Florida Event Center. This is our 4th year at the center. I have a good amount of barbers and stylists. I'm still looking for more. So if you are a licensed, I don't want you thinking you can do hair. I don't want you touching no babies here unless you have a Florida cosmetology license. We do this right. We do it right. These are our kids. We're not going to just, you don't go to a doctor and talk about, I think I can do it. You know he can do it. So if you are a licensed cosmetologist, or if you have a heart that you want to give back to our kids, please reach out to us at givecarebag.com, or you can call our number at 772-222-7399. Again, that's 772-222-7399. So before I even begin with our show, which is going to be very, very interesting because that's a hot topic all over the country, but definitely in the state of Florida. We have a lot of stuff happening in the news today. I know you've heard the news because it's all over the place. Um, I'm very, very proud of what the ICC has done, putting war crimes against 2 nations that are starving, that are people are starving, children are dying. I'm gonna say about time. For those that don't agree with me, sorry, that you can just switch to another channel, because this is my show. But starving children, children dying, that is unacceptable. Um, we help so many countries, but yet we let a lot of things happen, and that has been really bothering me. I haven't talked about it. I don't talk politics, but I think this is a tragedy that is happening, and future generations are going to look at us and say, "What did you do?" Future generations are going to look at you and say, when this was happening, what did you do to help with this? Why did so many children die? Children are dying in Gaza, children dying in the Congo, children are dying in Haiti. And just not one, they're going to look at us and say, you were here, you were an adult. What did you do as an adult to be responsible to make sure things didn't happen? And we're going to have to say shame on us. And they're not going to say that about Roxy because I'm trying to do my due diligence in what I can do. So it's up to you to do it. Everybody has a lot to say. Start doing an action. You know, let's be in action. You can talk all day, but let's be in action to go ahead and try and help, especially these children that are suffering. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Those of you who are listening to us for the first time when we moved from 6 p.m. to 10 a.m., thank you for sticking with us. Those of you who are driving to work, driving to your meetings, we love having you. We will not open the phone lines today, depending on how I'm feeling, but we have a good show. I have been wanting to do a show like this for a long time because the housing crisis is it's just crazy. I've had builders on here. I've had Treasure Coast Building Association last week about what they're doing, trying to go ahead and train teens 17 to 22, if I have it correct in my brain, on just learning a skill, because we said everybody's not able to go to college. Everyone's not college material, and we know that. But how can we go ahead and give them a pathway? And the Treasure Coast Builders Association is doing that. So you can get this information on our archives. You can go to our social media page for those that are on there and see what's going on. And those on our social media page, thank you for tuning in with us. It's on there so everyone could see. But this show, we're going to talk about, my guests don't even, Cliff, they're going to be, look at their eyes when I say what I say, because they have no idea what they're here for yet. This crisis of finding a place to live has become dire. And I want to know, what can people do to really find a good home? I just had a teacher that was scammed the other day. I told you about it like 2 weeks ago. Someone brought her to a house. She put first, last, and last month's security down. And when she went to the house was in foreclosure. Her money was gone. They scammed her. So many things happen. So I'm trying to let everyone know. I know there is a fee to deal with realtors and rental, but sometimes it's good to pay that fee, because you don't want these things happening to you. And I implore everyone, it's okay to pay the fee, because at least you will be okay. So we want everyone to go ahead and do that. But to my guests that I have here, I want to talk, I'm going to have them introduce themselves, but we want to talk about the market. I'm going to have my first guest beside me. Not only is she my guest, but she's also a major, I don't want to say volunteer. She's a major figure in CareBag, our nonprofit, and she helps me out with so many things, and I'm so grateful to her. So, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I'm going to need you to talk close to the mic, baby.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Candace FitzGordon, a relocation specialist with Caldwell Banker, and I'm a very proud CareBag volunteer.
Thank you. And go ahead, Mr. Peter.
Good morning. I'm Peter Gittens. Good morning, Floridians and future Floridians. This is Peter, your number one realtor here in the beautiful city of South Florida.
Okay. So, we are in a crisis now of people really trying to buy homes. Do you do rentals also? I want to make sure I stay on the right track.
Again, I'm a relocation specialist, so that does include rentals.
There we go.
So I help people from different states coming to Florida looking for somewhere to live, and people here right in Florida.
Okay, so I'm on the right track. So rentals and finding a place to live has been very difficult. So I drive around a lot. I'm in my car constantly, and I'm noticing that houses are getting smaller and smaller, the square footage.
Yes.
I saw a house the other day, Cliff, and I'm like, that is just big enough for my dog, my Staffordshire Terrier, to run around in. It was a box. I swear, it was a box. But that let me know how desperate individuals are and how much space, I deal with a lot of builders, so how much space, every little space is like a gold mine right now. So I'm not a realtor. I know nothing about the market. So this is where, even though it's a radio show, this is where I'm going to be quiet. And I just want you to tell me, what should people really look for in this market right now? And how is the market?
So it depends on where you're looking, but that question is a hard question because the market looks different in every little area.
Okay, so let me narrow it down then. Oh, she's good, people. She's making me narrow things down. I love that. The average person that can afford, let's say someone could, okay, let's start this way. What is the average cost of a family home? Of a family of four, mom, dad, a boy, and a girl, and a dog. What's that average price look like to get a 3-bedroom home? Ballpark figure.
I'm going to say around 400,000.
Jesus. Okay.
But can I say
Sure, it's a radio show. Talk. I need you to talk.
the first thing of all, in all you're getting, get knowledge.
Okay.
A lot of folks, they just don't know what they don't know.
But they don't know.
And they're just walking around, just walking into walls because they're not reaching out and getting the information.
Okay, so I'm looking for a home. I'm a first-time home buyer, and I want a home. I have me, Dad, Jill, Jack and Jill. That's what we have. Me, Dad, Jack and Jill, and Rover the dog. And I'm looking for a 3-bedroom home. I don't need a pool. I don't need a 2-car. I just want a basic home. What is the first thing you're going to tell me, Peter?
I'm going to tell you to find a trusted realtor, someone that you feel comfortable with, that you can bear all to.
Okay, what does a trusted realtor look like?
Right here.
Ooh,
Okay, so right
I
here,
love that.
and that's why we're here today because
What's it, Jacques? Is it Jacques?
our broker is
Yeah.
Doc
Oh,
Chester.
right now his heart is just beaming the way he said that. He said, "Right here, go ahead." I love that.
Yeah.
So because we're only going to talk about Caldwell today, aren't we? Okay. Did I say it right?
Well, we're
Caldwell?
just here to. So I have a background in education.
Yes,
so,
I do. She's a
so
teacher.
my motto is education is key, and as Peter stated, your first step is you want to get knowledge
Right.
before you do anything else. So we're here to educate the community, whether you're with someone with Coldwell Banker,
Or
which
someone else.
right. The
We're not
main
gonna-
thing is
we're not
education.
going to say no names. We don't. I want to keep Mr. J as my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So you said get a trusted realtor. So a trusted realtor is someone that is going to have their license. So I know for a fact that getting a realtor license is not easy. I know that for a fact.
Not only do they have a license, but they have knowledge about the area, knowledge of the industry, what's going on, and they ask you questions about you, your husband, Jack, Jill, and Rover, because you guys might be good in one area but not good in another, or the home style may not meet your needs, and you say you don't need a pool, so we're not out here just pushing you into a home just to get a sale. We want to make sure it's a good fit for you and your family. So that's something a trusted realtor would look out for you and give you knowledge on. Here are your options.
Okay, so my next question is I'm going to jump from home to, I'm going to jump all over the place. So now I'm not ready for a home, but I need somewhere to live. What does rental look like right now?
Honestly, Miss Roxy, rental is comparable to home mortgage prices.
Really?
In a
Yes.
lot of areas.
Wow.
Yeah. So the fact that you have for a rental to do first month, last month, and security, there's your down payment.
That's your down payment, basically almost for a house.
There's your down payment.
What are some qualifications okay, so let me ask if just let me know if this question fits you. What are some qualifications people need to know they need to have when they're looking for a home?
I feel like he said, get a trusted realtor because they're going to get you pre-approved, not just pre-qualified, pre-approved.
So where are you going to get me pre-approved from? So I don't know anything, so I'm just going to
Okay.
throw questions out to you. Where are you
No.
going to get me pre-approved
Good
from?
question.
We spend a lot of time affiliating ourselves with the best in the industry.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons why I joined Caldwell. Caldwell Banker, when I started with it, I was looking at the name. They were
Okay.
very big in, recognized name. But because of that, we have the top vendors, construction people, mortgage people. Everyone wants to come into our office to present themselves. They want to be part of the industry, the top tier in the industry. So that realtor is going to connect them with the right people.
Sounds
Whether-
like you've been doing this a while.
A little bit.
I don't associate with anybody, but this is my partner.
And it's critical
Yeah.
to be in the room with the right folks.
With the right folks.
So
Okay.
if you're a client of mine, I just don't want to pass you off to anybody because as a realtor, the only way we survive is we have to protect our name.
That's true.
So we're just not going to just recommend
Oh, I
And
know
you
that
know me,
feeling.
if
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna do a good job, I'm not gonna do the job.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna give you the highest level. So we partner, and the best thing to do is get pre-approved, because now you know where you stand.
Where you
Maybe you're not
stand.
ready yet, maybe you are ready, but now you know where you stand. Now you know how much you can afford. Now you know what you can look for, where you can go shopping for.
And
a
you
home.
will help them get pre-approved.
Of
When I came to
course.
Florida, I wasn't ready.
Okay.
I didn't know I wasn't ready.
Okay.
But I got together with a realtor and I trusted this person. And they said, hey, you're not ready. But she had someone that she trusted.
To make
and
you
because I
ready.
trusted her, I trusted the person that she put me on to.
And then
So
you got-
that person, it took like maybe a year and a half, but they stayed with me. They checked in. Are you doing this? Are you doing that?
Yeah.
It sometimes takes time. Sometimes you're not there yet, you know? And
I think people don't understand good things take time. Good things take time. And a lot of people really want to jump into home ownership, but they don't understand home ownership is once you get the house, that is an expensive. So I'm just gonna let you know, sometimes I miss renting. Because you see when something goes wrong,
Yeah.
I could just pick up the phone, yo, blah, 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 and I expect you within 24 hours.
Right.
Now I'll be like, oh man, I gotta
on
make
you.
that trip to Home Depot or Lowe's or somewhere. I gotta make a trip to somebody to go ahead and find somebody to go and fix this. So people need to understand home ownership is a big thing. I know you don't give financial advice. We're gonna put that disclaimer out there. But when someone is looking for a home, what do you think is, let's say we found a home, they're pre-approved, $400,000 home. What are they looking at as a down payment now? Because we want to, we're gonna walk them through. We're gonna walk them through the steps. Why don't you two walk through the steps of what it is you got pre-approved? That $400,000 home is sitting right there, and you're looking at it. I'm gonna call one of my construction guys, and you're looking at that Groza Builders home.
I love Tony.
Oh God, I love
And
the
the Groza
Groza
family.
I love the whole. They're my family. I love the whole
Yeah.
family. You're looking at that Groza Builder home. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm dying to get into a new Groza Builders home.
they've been
You know
around
they
for a
have doggy
while.
showers, right?
Listen, don't you think I know?
You got it. Yeah.
They will put an elevator in your home if you want to.
Yeah.
That's why I know we go off course, but that's why I love that, because you have a blueprint and you go to Groza Builders Construction, and what a lot of places won't change the blueprint,
Yeah.
but
They're
they
true
will
customized.
they will customize
Fully.
what you need to make you happy. And I think that's the thing about going into a home. The customization of it costs you now,
Yes.
but you're getting what you want. Nothing is going into a house, boy, I wish I could have done this, done this, done this. And now you can do that. I'm always going to talk about Groza. They're not only a friend, not only their Carebags friend, they're my friend, and they're a great family upholding in this community with everyone. So I got pre-approved. I found that dream Groza home that I'm getting to for 400,000. I don't know where we're gonna find a Groza home, but let's say we found that 400,000 home that you're gonna get me in. Walk me through the steps. I want people to understand today what it really takes, what a realtor has their back. Because some people are like, oh, I can just find a home, I can do the closing. It's not that simple. So I want them to understand why they need to come to you, what are the steps you're going to take them through, and how you're going to go ahead and protect them. Mics are yours.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. It is a complicated process. So having a trusted professional alongside on the journey makes it all that much sweeter once you get to the close. So once you get pre-approved, there's different financial options available. Everyone's situation is different. It's not a one-size-fits-all. So there's FHA financing where you can put 3.5% down. There's conventional.
So FHA, is that can anyone apply for that? Or it has to be just a new homeowner?
Anyone can apply for FHA.
Because I have a lot of new homeowners that never had a home. What is out there for them?
So there are some first-time homebuyer grants out there, and also, it's not called a grant, but it's called like a bond program.
Okay.
So with those bond programs, people think that because I'm a first-time homebuyer, I'm entitled to some free money.
Right.
That's not necessarily the
Honey,
case.
this is America.
That's not the case.
Ain't nothing free.
A lot of times they'll give you something, but you have to, tack it
They
on
tack it
as
onto-
a second mortgage, and you got to pay it back.
The only thing was free during COVID, and we all learned from that. So we don't want that happening again. So excuse me, because I'm getting over the cold, so
yeah,
I
I
have that
understand.
dropped out.
So there's different financing and it's different situations. Some people, they don't have the 2-year employment history. There's other ways that we can get them qualified. So it's a case by case. So we look at your entire situation in order to guide you.
Okay.
And there's just so many different programs out there that I don't even try to get into it with the client. I just want to get them in front of our mortgage person. This is a person that
Knows it all,
all
is
they do
mortgage.
all along is that. So they can talk to a person for 10 minutes and know
Exactly
exactly
what
where
they
to
need.
put them.
And what
you
they can
know?
qualify for.
Yeah, I don't want to get someone excited about a certain
Right.
thing that they don't qualify for because I knew I heard about this
Yeah.
person did that. I'd like to have them in front of the person who knows the most about
Okay,
it.
I like that. So we got pre-approved. We see our dream girls at home that we want to go into.
Now, can I just say one
Sure,
thing also?
it's a radio show.
Because
Please do
I
talk.
run into this often where people are pre-approved for a certain number. That number says that after they work out everything, the bank will give you the loan for that. But that may not be what your monthly payments that you're comfortable with. You might still want to have a good dinner. You might still want to go out. You might still want to do other things.
Want to buy Knickers or milk or
So-
water.
So just because you're pre-approved for a certain number, you need to have the discussion, what mortgage payment are you comfortable with each month?
I have a friend that got a house and their mortgage payment is almost $5,000 a month. Cliff, you heard that?
How much?
Close to $5,000 a month.
Wow.
And coming up, I didn't know any better. My first home, my mortgage payment was like 75% of my income, which is crazy. I thought that
How
was
you
normal.
ate? How you ate? Ramen noodles.
Grace of God.
By the grace of
God.
By the grace of I just didn't know better. I just had
And
no
that's why
idea.
now that's why CareBag has people living in their cars because people are getting to the point that they've gotten to something that is they wanted their dream, that American dream everyone says, but now they can't afford it. So now they have to run and leave it. So I don't want to put the blame. So we're not going to do the blame game, but I think a lot of people are just saying, because I'm going to get the house, yes, I can do it. Yes, I can do it. So is there a line has it ever come up? Listen, your mortgage is going to be $5,000. Are you sure that you want to take this step? Do you have that kind of conversation with your client?
I do.
You
Absolutely.
do?
Yeah.
I
You
love
gotta have that
You
conversation.
have to have it.
Yeah. We-
And it's easy not to, but the minute you don't have that conversation, it's not going to end well.
It's not going to end
It's
well.
not gonna
That
end well.
3-6 months down the line, they're going to call
or
you.
sometimes sooner.
Even sooner.
It
Wow.
may be at the closing table.
Yeah.
Wow.
When they see, like 3 days before they get
Sticker shock.
that alter statement, and they're like, "That's the payment."
Yeah. It doesn't go well.
It doesn't go well.
So I don't do financing, but I always ask them what's a comfortable payment
Payment
range for you,
range.
just to get an idea and a better understanding of what they're looking for.
Because when you look for that finance now, you can go to them and say, listen, this is where they need to be. Oh,
And
okay.
just because you get pre-approved for, let's say, 500,000, you don't have to shop at that high
High,
end of the
right.
budget. You can look for lower.
To keep that payment lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the more you put down, the
That's
better it is
true.
because that goes off that interest.
Correct.
Oh, okay. You know what? This is a conversation that I'm glad we needed to have. And I want people to understand because I am finding a lot of people coming out of their home. I have people buying SUVs so they can now live in them. They're trading their car, buying it, so because they know once they make that step, once they walk away from that house, they can't do anything else. So we want to get people to understand, sometimes you may get that house, but you may have to walk away and not get it because you can't afford it. Sometimes just because it's there, but when that number is high, my friend that is paying that $5,000, yeah, she makes $200-300 an hour. But it's still high, even though she makes the money.
It's not how much you make; it's how much you keep.
Right. No, she keeps. But the point is, that's still, no matter how much, it's still high. It's still high. I'm glad you said that. Can you say that again?
It's not how much you make; it's how much you keep.
So saving is important because I know the
Absolutely.
bank looks
Absolutely.
at what you have put down.
Absolutely. And please, do not buy the car first. We run into so many times where They buy a car, they buy a really nice car and have a really nice payment. You can't get your house now
Or two
because your debt to
cars.
income ratio is just not.
too, yeah.
Yeah.
Do not put off the car until you get your house.
So I want to let you, it's radio, so a lot of you can't see him. This man is holding on to that pen. Do not buy. Do not buy. Do not buy. Because people don't understand. I remember back in the day, everyone knew when you're about to get a house, you don't buy nothing.
You don't even take out a new credit card.
You don't buy nothing. If your fridge broke, get a cooler.
Yeah.
You don't buy a fridge. You don't buy anything. Now I'm seeing everybody doing the total opposite.
People
You know,
can't
they
wait.
tell us they're buying this, they're buying the boat, and they don't even have a house to park it in yet. You know? So, I'm glad you said that because when I grew up, oh boy, I'm giving away my age because I got lit. What was your birthday, Cliff?
What time is it?
Tonight, it's now 10:34, May 20th. It's today.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. What do you mean, shh? We on live radio. What do you mean, shh?
Well, because we're on live radio.
Because my birthday,
It's not
my
my
birthday's
business,
3
but my
days.
birthday.
Yeah, because my birthday's 3 days from yours.
Oh, you're
that's
anticipating, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'll be spending my
Well-
day in Martianne's graduation party.
I'm fighting.
So she's
aging
graduating.
Tooth and nail.
Yeah, no, she's graduating from the big VPK to kindergarten tomorrow. So grandma,
Oh,
Big
yeah.
up Martian.
there, grandma's gonna be there. So I'm wishing
one
my
of my
baby a
grandchildren
happy
there, too.
wishing my grandbaby a happy graduation. So let me clarify that. I'm wishing all my grandbabies a good day today because I'm getting in trouble for that. Thank you, Martian, Maxwell, and Asher. Wishing y'all a beautiful day from grandma, from Gigi. So we're gonna get back to this most important question before we go to a break because this is very important. When you're about, because I love what you said, because your hands look like you're about to break the pen. When you're about to get a house, you just need to pause.
Yes.
You need to pause.
Yes.
Forget about the nice car in the house. Forget about everything, because you want that house, because that's what they look at. Because that's what I remember. When we're about to get a house, you don't do anything. You matter of fact, we were told pay off the credit cards, pay off what you have. Don't buy anything. Anything breaks, just suck it up.
Hold off.
Why are we still doing that? Don't say a word. This is Roxy with my two beautiful guests, Candace and Peter.
Thank you.
She's so happy because, y'all, I've been screwing up her name for almost a year. We will be back after these messages from Careology talking about what you can do to get into your dream home. Is it time? Are you ready? Sometimes you may not be. We'll be back after these important messages from our sponsors that make Careology possible. Thinking of building your next home or renovating? Come see us at Grozer Builders. We will create a home suited for your lifestyle. With years of experience means we give you a complete professional service from a dream to a concept. You will get the best results, best value, best quality is what you get from Grozer Builders. Visit us at grozerbuilders.com. You deserve better. You deserve Grozer. Why call two men in a truck of the Treasure Coast? You want to move your business without moving a single meeting? You want it handled with no fuss. Lots of stuff, no time to move it? You need the pros that care. That's why you call two men in a truck of the Treasure Coast. Family owned and operated franchise. Call 772-236-0827. 772-236-0827. Movers who care. Visit twomeninatrucktreasurecoast.com. Create custom business signage that customers can't miss or resist. Let Design a Sign in Port St. Lucie help you get the job done right. Over 80 years combined experience. Get it right the first time. Call 772-337-4027 and tell them Roxy said to call. Remember, call 772-337-4020. Design a Sign in Port St. Lucie.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
We now return to Careology, the science of caring. Once again, here's your host, the one and only Roxy Brown.
Welcome back, welcome back. I hope that you guys are listening and learning. There are a lot of people that want to go ahead and get that that dream. You know, the American dream is always told, you know, you got to have a house, you got to have this big car, you got to have a boat, and you've got the American dream. But a lot of people forget to tell you, you got to work on that credit.
Yes.
In order to get that good American dream, you have to have good credit. In order to have good credit, you got to pay your bills. In order to pay your bills, you got to get a good job. And like we learned from last week's show, you know, not everybody's college material. And right now we have very, very few people that are doing the job that we need them. So I'm just going to put it out there to my AC men, to my electricians, to my pool guys. I love you guys because I cannot live without electricity. I cannot live without AC. My toilet got to work. So, you know, we want to do every person that my garbage men. I love my garbage men. I love my garbage men more than anything because they pick up what I don't want. And, you know, we have in this society, we have a point where we like to snub our little flippy nose down at individuals because of what they do. Without them, we can't survive. Without teachers, we can't have our children educated. Without nurses, we can't get better. And we're not paying the individuals that are doing the tasks that help us get and point our children and point us in the right direction. If our children can't learn with good teachers, they can't go anywhere. We need to pay our teachers better. When we get sick and we go in the hospital, we can't get better if the nurses are not there. We need to pay our nurses better. You know, in this country, we need to do better. We're worried about so many other countries, and we're not worried about what we have in our backyard. As a country, I'm going to say it loud, we need to do better. We need to do better. We need to take care of our teachers. We need to take care of our nurses. We need to take care of our veterans that go and give their life for us. We need to do better. And everyone, our nurses, our teachers, you know, those are the individuals that need to go ahead and get to this illustrious dream of owning a home. And it is so hard when you can't afford something. So we're going to go back and we're going to continue our conversation with our honored guest today here on Careology. Guys, thank you so much for coming out. You're giving individuals so much good information. And we love to do this again, to go ahead and let people know. So we went ahead and we got pre-approved. So we understand from our guest that pre-approval, just because you may get that pre-approval for that $500,000, you need to shop low, which is not that far because a good house is $400,000.
Yes.
But it gives you wiggle room, right?
Yes.
It gives you some type of
It
wiggle
all
room.
depends on the area. It
Oh, I
all
didn't
depends
hear-
on the area.
On the area that you're in.
Yeah, so you can find lower than 400,000. That's just an average. Again, it's location, location, location when it comes to real
It
estate.
won't be in tradition. No, it will not. Because let's talk about Port St. Lucie. Port St. Lucie is growing.
It is.
Port
Rapidly.
St. One of my good friends, almost like my sister, she said when she doesn't live here, but she was planning to live here, and she said when she came to Port St. Lucie, I used to live off Melaleuca. Melaleuca almost was a dirt road, she said. Leonard, she said US 1 was 2 lanes, one going up, one coming down. You know, now look at it. I think we have 3 or 4 lanes going across. So Port St. Lucie, I read because I did a little bit of research. Port St. Lucie is one of the top 2 or 3 growing counties within the state of Florida.
Yes.
I'm doing my research, y'all. There we go. But coming with that growth comes a lot of ups, a lot of downs, unfortunately, a lot of crime. Thanks to our sheriff department, thanks to Assistant Chief Richard Del Toro, love you, Rich. You guys, they're doing a great, Port St. Lucie Police, the sheriff department, they're doing a good job. They're doing a really good job. So I've got pre-approved. You've taken me to my finance for me to talk about my mortgage. Am I going down the right path?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so far so good. But let's jump back a little bit because I mentioned something that we didn't talk about. Credit. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Peter's face. If y'all could see it. When I said it, he was like, I heard that deep sigh. Where do people really need to stand when they're looking, when they want that house? Where do they need to stand when it comes to credit? I know you guys don't do finance, but you know.
We know.
We know. Come on, talk to me. It's just between us.
don't-
You, me, and Cliff.
So don't ever, before we get into the number portion, don't ever let credit be the reason why you don't get a house.
Okay, I love that.
Because a lot of people think, oh, my credit's messed up, or oh, it's not at that ideal number.
Mm-hmm.
That means something, but it doesn't hold as much weight as you think it might. And
Especially if you got money stacked up in your account.
especially if you have some resources and you don't have to necessarily stay with that rate for the
Okay.
entire life of the loan. So
Okay.
I just wanted to preface with that.
And if one person tells you, you're not there yet, get a second opinion.
Get a second
It
opinion.
doesn't hurt.
And-
And when folks come to us, we want to make sure that they talk to more than one person, because it's not about us, not about our guy. It's about our clients and what's best for them. One size doesn't fit all.
One size doesn't fit all. Excellent. I love that.
And if you hear don't give up. Don't give up
Don't
and walk
give up.
away. Just get the knowledge and find out what's the next step.
As we stated before, there's so many different mortgage programs out there for general credit, but also for bad credit or top tier, but there's so many different financing. It's not solely dependent on credit. Some financing doesn't even look at the credit score.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Well, no, don't shut. This is a radio show. Me and Cliff and everybody here, we need you to talk. We need you to talk. So we've gone ahead and we've been pre-approved. We went through the mortgage. Now we're looking for that house. And like you said, not everything fits all. Location, location, location. So now we come to the closing. And the reason I wanted to come to the closing, because I've heard horror stories at closings. I'm telling you, I wish you guys, some of you guys on my social media can see Peter's face. He just can't give it away. Candace just looks cute here, and he's just like, oh yeah. Because sometimes you're not ready. Closing, I think, is where everything comes off.
Yes.
Closing is where you're just naked. You're just naked. It just comes out, and what's there is what's there. Everybody brings everything to the table. So, and some people aren't prepared for closing. A lot of people don't know you got to have money at closing. Talk to me. Yeah, talk to us. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a process. And again, the right realtor sits you down and takes you through this process step by step.
Okay.
This should be, I don't like surprises. and
Neither do
don't
I.
want- That client experience is everything.
Yes.
At the end of the day, if they're not happy,
Word of
they
mouth.
didn't have a good experience, you're done.
You're done.
You're
And
done
Yeah.
in this business.
We guide them from beginning to end. So we know there's down payment, prepaids, and certain costs associated with it. And we have these conversations up front. We don't wait till the closing table.
The closing table. So let's ask something. I'm just gonna, because remember, I'm a dummy. I don't know nothing. I don't own a house. I don't know nothing. So I got a pre-approved for 500,000. Bank, everything goes through. And now I'm at the table and everything's good. Can some of my pre-approval go to my closing costs, or that's totally separate?
It's separate. Some
Yeah, so your pre-approval on that offer sheet,
Just goes for the house.
it's gonna be written down what you're financing.
What you're
You
obligated
have
to pay.
your good faith money. So at the top of this form, you have the asking price, the agreed upon sale purchase price, and then you're gonna have your down payment there. And then a little bit below, you're gonna have what the financing is. So it's a little bit of math that goes on there.
Right.
But again, your realtor is gonna take you through this. Even before we even write a contract, we would
You're
give
gonna
our
know.
people
Yeah.
a mock contract so they understand how this is gonna work out. Remember, no surprises. If you do
No
it properly,
I love that.
it just goes smoothly, and they'll know what the next step is. They'll know what to expect by the end of the transaction.
So if anyone's planning to come to Florida, because, well, wait, hold on, let me just correct that. For all of you that are planning to come to Florida, because it's the only
It seems
state,
like they're all coming.
everybody's coming to Florida. I always say, I think Florida will detach and just float away. Because we're all here. We're all here. We're sitting on a barge of sand. So when you come here, do you see the quality of a realtor that you're needing? You guys, you know what you're talking about. Caldwell. So I've been to the office. I've sat in one of their meetings,
Yes.
and I sat there and I was like, even though I'm in a rush, I had to go back to class, but it was so informative. It was, they didn't have just their realtors in the room. So this is me talking. You guys know I don't fluff you at all. They didn't just have their realtors in the room. They had insurance agents. They had different brokers from just different other agencies there. within that construction field, just giving, this is what we can do for you, this is what we can do for you. So I like what you said in the beginning, it's just not one. You have an influx of
team.
professionals,
Yes.
not just a team. Anybody can have a team. Pigs have a team.
we have-
You have a professional. I'm working points with Jay. You got a professional team here that knows what you're doing. You guys know what you're doing. It's very well placed. Let's talk. Your office is where?
1973 Southwest Savage Boulevard. And this is for anyone looking to buy a home, rent, invest. But if you want to come on board, come and see us, Peter and Candace.
Yes.
That's the team right there, Peter and Candace. So now when she starts talking about her team member, I can put a face. I can put a face to it now. You know, you want someone. Like I said, I had a teacher looking, and she got scammed and had a terrible. But what she did, she went on and just found something online.
That's happening a lot.
It's happening a lot. So you need to find a reputable agency.
Someone that can source the
Yes,
information and
yes.
make sure that you are not going to get scammed. That
Yes.
happened to my best friend.
Yes.
My best friend gave a deposit and nothing happened.
Nothing
after that.
happened.
Yeah.
You know, it's going around, it's going around, it's going around. And we want to go ahead and make sure that people are getting their best information out there. And in order to get their best information out there and get the right information and be guided the right way, you need to have a reputable agency, a reputable broker, and a reputable real estate. Because it takes a lot for you to get that license. A friend of mine just got their license, and I was like, she's like, Roxy, you need to get, no, I'm staying in my lane. I'm just gonna, if I come into the real estate business, I'm gonna let everybody know, watch out, because I'm coming with a bang. I'm coming with a bang. I'm going to Jupiter Island. That's where I'm going. So, but I digress. We're having fun. But it's important to go ahead and get the right information.
Yes.
So we've gone through the closing and everything works out. Are we done with you? Yes, ma'am.
Before we get to the closing, like you said, we always guide our customers, and those
Mm-hmm.
numbers, once you get the pre-approval, we give you a breakdown. You see the breakdown of what your payment will be, and what your prepays will be. And if you don't have that money, you can always get like a gift from someone, or you can,
Work it
but
out.
you have time
You have
between
time.
that time to the closing from you.
Do they
know,
give you X amount of time for the
Well,
closing?
once you go under contract, you know what that time
You know what-
frame
they know
looks
what that
like.
time frame
and
looks
we let
like.
you know these are just an estimate of numbers, so it's
Okay.
not like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
it's a ballpark,
Ballpark
but
figure.
and it's usually conservative. So we
Okay.
give them like the worst case
The
scenario.
worst case
typically.
scenario.
And even from the time that contract is signed, we're then talking with the lender to formulate the right closing time,
And the
Right.
to make
title
sure
agency.
we're on the same page. Can you get this done? I
Right.
need to talk to the lender. I need to talk to the title person. We all come together to make sure that this contract
So there's a
can
lot
close.
of, there's a lot of
moving
people.
parts in between the beginning and the closing table. And you don't get there
Yeah.
without that coordination, without talking to all the
Talking to
folks.
everybody.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's critical.
So not only are there a lot of moving parts, but there are a lot of people involved. So that's why having that, you're nurturing your client, but having that professional team on board is important, because if you're not getting along, that client is going to suffer.
Right.
So you have to have that great relationship.
And you don't have to close. It could fall apart,
It can fall apart.
but we make sure that it doesn't.
doesn't.
But there's a lot of work that goes in between.
behind the scenes.
But that's not for my client. That's for
So that's for you to
us
do.
What we handle.
You got
wanna
that's
make
your
it look
hustle.
simple. Yes,
You want to
yes.
make it look simple. I just sit down.
Exactly.
Oh, I just bought a house. Boom.
Yeah.
Went there.
That's
and
what
we're
you see
done.
on social
Media,
media. That we
yeah.
just show up and
Just
it's
show-
another closing. We popping champagne.
Bake,
but it's a
look,
lot.
baking cookies in the oven so that oatmeal smell comes to the house. I love that. So let me just give you a joke. We were looking at a house, and the person decided to make like chocolate chip, to have that smell in the house. Me and my husband don't like chocolate. That was the number one. We went out, we were like, oh my God.
That smell.
That smell, it just like, So I'm telling everyone, listen, just puff a lavender, just spray lavender, open the windows, give us some sunshine. Not everybody like chocolate chip cookies. Cliff is there laughing. What, Cliff?
Make brownies when you're having a showing.
Brownies are okay. I'm okay with brownies. I'm okay.
That home
Yeah,
type of feeling when you're
I'm
there.
okay with brownies, but so I never had to go through the realtor thing. Went through the closing, and I know it's went through a title agency. So I went through the closing and we know exactly, I know the process and I know how it is, and it's a legal process. And you have to make sure that the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, you have to have a good notary. Learn that. A lot of paperwork, people, but it's a process that is good to go through because you know you have a valid home. And you know the process is good. You know that when you're sleeping at night, you're not, excuse me, Cliff, you're not going to hear this, knocking on the door that somebody is, oh my goodness, what, why are you in my home? Because these things are happening. Go ahead, Peter. I can see him jumping.
With that said, though, because you have people they want to save money, so they're going to sell their house on their own.
Yeah.
We call them for sale by owners. And you have someone just walking, driving down the street and they see this for sale by owner. Well, you still need a realtor because now you have two people that don't know what they're doing.
What they're doing.
And they can very well hook up together and try to do something, but it doesn't end well.
Yeah.
So that's another critical part. That's where the title comes in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's, you always, no matter when you're doing a transaction where you have money of that quantity, you need a third person.
Yeah.
You have to have a professional. I would tell anybody, I don't care how much I know, I'm always going to have a professional because you don't know everything and you want to have the right people. And we want that to go through. How much time I have left, Cliff? Because, wow, time is going by quick.
It's a great conversation and it's much needed in the community.
So this is where now I give you 2 minutes. I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to give you a minute. Is there anything that we did not touch on? This goes to Peter. Is there anything that we didn't touch on that you wanted to tell a potential client why they need to come to you and what value they're going to get by really sticking to a good agency?
You want to have someone that cares. The bottom line, that it's not about the money, it's about the customer service. And I've been in the customer service industry for over 30 years, and people are my passion. So you just want to have that person that's on your side.
Okay. Now let me ask you something. Why we don't have him volunteering at Care Bag?
I thought this was the founder of Care Bag. She came into our office, and we're all Care Bag, people now. I'm like,
your office, I get a lot of support, and we are so grateful.
That's because of Candace.
Yeah, well, what?
Founder and CEO.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. But it's not about Care Bag right now. It's about helping somebody get into that home. So, but that wasn't your question. I just had to put your like your jacket. That's cute. So, what is something, because we got 2 minutes left, what is something that we didn't touch on that you would like to say? Because I don't want you to walk out of here, oh my God, I should have said that. What is something you have that you want to share with someone that we might not have touched on?
Okay, so we initially started a conversation about rentals and affordability. And right now, for some places, renting costs as much as paying a mortgage. So we wanted to mention that we work with builders in the area, and there's one in particular, and they have homes starting in the low 300s.
Okay.
So if you want more information, you can just simply book an appointment with me at 470-370-8223. Let me say that
the
one more
number
time.
again.
470-370-8223 to book an appointment, because I'd love to share some information. And again, these are starting in the low 300s, so it's really affordable housing in St. Lucie County. And if we can help one person, it was worth it.
It was worth it. Well, people, that's our show. I didn't even really take 2 commercial breaks because we have so much good information to give out, and I want people to learn nothing is not within your reach, but sometimes things take time. And having a right real estate broker is what you are going to need. And I implore you to call Caldwell Bankers and get the right information so you can go ahead and get that dream. It is not out of your reach. It has been such a great show today. My name is Roxy, and I am your Careologist here. I'm the CEO and founder of Care Bag Incorporated. If you'd like to find more information, our social media, this show will be on there for you to go ahead if you missed a number or you want to get information. And we love you. We will talk to you next week. Monday, we have a great show. Have a great week. Enjoy your week. Bye, everybody.